if everybody is ready, I will start. My presentation is about the planetary types, the human types. Amira was talking about personality types. This we have from our relationship with the outside world, with the social life. And planetary types is something that has to do with our essence. It's something we are born with. It's about the influence of the planets. So, I have a book on this subject. You can find it on Amazon and other places. With more than the human types, it's more about the typology that Gurdjieff used during his life. So the information has passed from Gurdjieff, who first brought the Enneagram into Europe and into the awareness of the people. And then this information passed to Ouspensky. He was one of his followers. He was a mathematician. He was a great philosopher. He already published some books before meeting Gurdjieff. And from Ouspensky, who separated from Gurdjieff and has his own groups, his own followers, there was Rodney Collin. Rodney Collin was also a philosopher. He was the one who put more details on the planetary types. So this was the line of passing the information. So it's about planets, it's about the input that the planets give to us, it's about the influence of the planets. There are, of course, a lot of influence, there are a lot of, it's astrology, so we have a connection with this on a daily basis, but there is more to it. So, as you probably know, we have the solar system, and some of the planets in the solar system we can see with our eyes. If we look on the sky, we can see something, some of the stars, and we'll focus on this to make a difference between the planets that we can see with our eyes and the planets that we don't see with our eyes. So, there are some planets available to us and some planets not available to us. And the planets that we can see are the ones that influence us the most. So from ancient times, when people were studying this, also they understood how the light from the sun passes from one planet to the other. This is a very important concept in the Enneagram, and it's also a very important concept to understand, because the movement of light from one planet to another planet is also the movement on the hexade on the Enneagram, the inner symbol. So this is about the light and how it spreads. And also the relationship between the types are based on the relationship of how the light moves from one planet to the other. So we have the 6 main types influenced by the 6 planets, and we have the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and all these are based on the hexade symbol, as you can see, and the arrows are the way the light moves from one to another. So there is a fixed sequence of numbers. This sequence of numbers you can find by dividing 1 to 7. So you will get, if you divide 1 to 7, you will get 0.142857 in a period. So this repeats forever and forever. So another concept that we need to integrate and to understand is the concept of multiplications. Because as you can notice, if you divide 2 to 7, you will have the same sequence of numbers, that is 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4, but in a different sequence. So it was 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, now is 1, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4. If you divide 3 to 7 and so on and so forth. So some of the numbers move. And this movement of the numbers is related to the special practices, the special dances that Gurdjieff has transmitted throughout his life. And some of these dances are based on this movement of the numbers and of the line. So usually there were 6 rows with people and with columns, and these rows moved in a certain way. And this movement, as you can see, we have 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, and the first 2 change roles. So they were like this, and they move like that. So the way they move is based on the sequence of numbers. Yes, yes. So if you can see, the first sequence is 0.142857. The next one is 285714. So what happens? 2 becomes 1. 2 becomes 1. 8 becomes 4. 8 becomes 4. So here 2 will come here against 1. 8 will come. So they will move. These specific movements are quite important, because when we put this on the Enneagram symbol, we'll get different multiplications. This means that the inside of the Enneagram will become different. So this will help us to explain some of the concepts that we attach to the human types. This also brings some new relationship between different points on the Enneagram. And it's a very useful tool because when you see the Enneagram and you have it in front of you, it seems quite abstract, and you don't know from where to begin. Okay, so it's important to understand the relationship between the numbers. From ancient times, you know, there were numerology, which is quite relevant even nowadays, and in astrology, in mathematics, life. So these multiplications will give us different concepts inside the Enneagram, and one of the concepts is the active and the passive. So if you remember, we had this first basic pure 6 types, and some of these are active, some of these are passive. Okay, so we have the 2 triangles that we have developed based on the multiplications. So we have Saturnine, Jovial, and Venusian, who are positive, and we have the Lunar, the Mercurial, and the Martial, who are negative. This is more like an attitude towards life. Some of them are more, the negative ones are skeptical. They always put the bad things first. They see the bad in everything. Like if we are in this room, maybe it's a little bit too cold. Now there is noise because of the windows, and so on and so forth. They always see the bad things. The other ones, the positive, they always see the positive ones. Like the one is very beautiful. We have ancient architecture, and well, the paintings are nice and inspiring because of our subject today. And there's this marble is so nice, and so on and so forth. So different attitudes towards life. The next concept I would like to introduce is the concept of active and passive. So now we have the 2 triangles that Adrian spoke to us before. So we have 3 active types. It's the Saturnine, the Mercurial, and the Martial. They are oriented to have action all the time. They need to do something. They need to move. They need to have hobbies that imply movements such as riding the bicycle, or roller skate, or traveling, or so on and so forth. The other 3 types, they are passive, the Jovial, the Lunar, and the Venusian. They prefer more to sit and wait, just stay at home and read a book, or stay in the park and read a book, or ride with the bicycle, why not go to a movie, or you can just sit. Okay, so they are more oriented towards sitting, towards let's be quiet, let's be calm, let's